Yo, what is up guys? Delboy here, aka Blue Collar Sports TV. Hopefully you guys are all doing well. If you're new here, if you could smash the subscribe button, it really helps me out. And also, if you could hit the like, it goes a long way for promoting the channel in YouTube's algorithm. Anyway, enough of that nonsense. According to Terence Crawford's promoter Bob Arum, Kell Brook is a likely next opponent for Terence Crawford. Now, I just really wanted to share my 2 cents on this story. I've been saying for a minute now, as have a lot of other people, that Kell Brook should be a viable opponent for Terence Crawford right now. As we know, Terence Crawford is having no luck in getting fights with PBC guys. Whether you think that's his fault, the PBC's fault, or somewhere in between, he's not getting the fights with these guys right now. And as a result, his options are scarce, let's be honest about it. The PBC have the vast majority of the talent in the welterweight division, and who does that really leave for Terence Crawford to fight? I will say Kell Brook would be one of his better options right now. Despite Kell Brook being, not the fighter he once was, despite him coming towards the end of his career, Kell Brook is still somewhat of a name, and in my opinion, a good opponent for Terence Crawford right now. I mean, there was a time when Crawford and his team, Top Rank, were saying that Kell Brook brought nothing to the table, that he wasn't relevant, etc. My whole thing on that was, well, if Kell Brook brings nothing to the table, why are you fighting the likes of Joseph Benavidez, a guy who was coming off a long layoff and was clearly injured? If that guy brought something to the table, then a 70% version of Kell Brook certainly does, as far as I'm concerned. A former welterweight champion with some type of name value. I think it's a good fight for Crawford at this stage. Not just because it's a fight that would garner some attention, but Kell Brook would certainly be Terence Crawford's best title defence at welterweight, and there's no question in my mind about that, to be honest with you. I mean, he fought Amir Khan. If Amir Khan and Kell Brook fought now, Kell Brook's a favourite for a reason. He's still more highly regarded than Amir Khan. So you can't fight the likes of Amir Khan and Joseph Benavidez and then turn around and say Kell Brook has no value. He clearly does. Again, is it the fight we really want to see? Not particularly, but given Crawford's options at Top Rank in the welterweight division, Kell Brook is one of the best names available for him, and you should always fight the best names available. So as far as I'm concerned, this fight makes sense for Terence Crawford, and I think it's a fight that he should actually pursue. And let's be honest, if Kell Brook could somehow make weight comfortably, and he can rewind the clock, then this fight becomes really interesting as far as I'm concerned. Because let's be honest, Terence Crawford hasn't got a win on his resume that's as good as a prime Kell Brook. Again, chances are Brook's prime is long gone, and he can't rewind the clock, but you never know. If he can regain his form and get back to his best, then I think this is a really interesting fight. Kell Brook, poses certain problems that I'd be interested to see Terence Crawford deal with. Kell Brook is a good straight puncher with excellent timing, he's a good counter puncher, and he's got solid power. Terence Crawford's a guy who, yes, is a good boxer. He's ambidextrous, he can do a few things in there, but sometimes this guy, when he squares up in exchanges, he kind of stands square on and throws wider punches. And against a guy like Kell Brook, who can throw straight shots with precision and power, it could be interesting, it really could. I think Kell Brook has tools in his arsenal to give Terence Crawford a lot of problems. That's what I'm trying to say. But it's just really what Kell Brook has left. But regardless of that, despite whatever he has left, this is still one of the best options for Terence Crawford. And like I said, I think this is a fight that he should pursue. Like I said, if you're fighting the likes of Jose Benavidez and Amir Khan, then there's no real reason that you shouldn't fight Kell Brook. He certainly offers as much as those guys, but in reality he offers more. So yeah, I think this fight makes a lot of sense. Hopefully Top Rank can actually pursue the fight and make Kell Brook a good offer, because he's looking for a big fight himself, and he said that, given the opportunities, he would consider moving back down to welterweight. So we'll see what happens. I don't mind the fight, to be honest with you. I don't think Kell Brook is going to get back to his best, but regardless, I still think it's the best option out there for Terence Crawford right now. Anyway, Share your thoughts below on this potential matchup. Do you have any interest in seeing it? If not, then name me your viable, realistic alternatives. Of course, I would rather see Terence fight Errol Spence, or Sean Porter, or Keith Thurman, or Manny Pacquiao. I would rather him fight these guys, of course, but right now they're not looking realistic. So realistically, if you're not really on board with this Kell Brook fight, tell me the other names that you would like to see Crawford fight. I can't really think of many better options. Share your thoughts below. Peace.